guys, I thought I'd talk a little bit today about journaling, and I get a crazy amount of comments from you guys about a certain thing with journaling, and I know I've touched on this before, and I'll link that video in the description below. And that is that so many of you guys watch journaling videos and you feel really inspired to journal when you're watching those videos, but so many of you say things that you don't know what to journal about, or your life isn't that interesting. And I just kind of wanted to touch on that again, really. And I thought I'd mainly talk about it in terms of Fauxbonichi journal, because so many of you have been inspired and are so interested in the Fauxbonichi and Hobonichi and all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how I would talk about it as well. So I'm not gonna like go over the same things that I talked about in the other video, and because I've popped that in thing below. But I just thought I would kind of embellish on that and re-give over some of my thoughts on that, and kind of talk a bit more about how I journal. So if you've followed me for a while or watched any of my videos, you know that I've got quite a few journals, and journaling is a thing for me. It's not only is it a hobby, it's a creative outlet, and it's also a tool for me, like a healing tool as well. So I journal in different journals for different reasons and different purposes, and I don't always journal in all of my journals all of the time. I kind of flit around. Like some journals I write in daily, or I'll write in daily for a while if I'm going through something. Other times I'll leave it and put it to the side, that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to sort of, say that as well, that a lot of people watch journal videos and they kind of think, oh God, I'd love to keep a journal, but I don't want to write in it every day, and what do I write about, and all this kind of stuff. And I just want you to remember that it is actually your personal journal, and you could feel inspired or want to write in it, draw in it, art in it, whatever, whenever you like. So don't feel pressured that because there's all these people doing like daily journal entries that you've got to do that. If you don't feel that you want to do that, got the time to do that, got the need to do that, then you don't have to. That's just what that person has chose to do. That's what works for them. So you find a rhythm that works for you. If you only write in it once a month, or you only write in it when you go out for the day or important events or something, then that's totally fine, because it's your journal and you're keeping a journal for whatever reason you're keeping a journal. So different people keep a journal for different reasons and at different times and for different ways. So don't feel bad or anything if you're not journaling in a way that you think you should be journaling in. So I thought I would kind of go over two of my journals and two of the ways that I keep a journal. And obviously I've got quite a few journals, but these are my main two. So firstly I have my faux dory. My elastic's gone loose because I've taken a book out, but normally there's another book in here and it's a bit thicker. So in my faux dory, which I have done a video on before, which I'll leave a link in the description below, I have a few notebooks in here, but one of the notebooks that I have in here is a journal, and it's a thoughts and feelings, a processing, a dear diary kind of journal, and it's very private. I will never show the writing that's in there, probably to anyone. I may even destroy it at some point. I don't know. What some of the thoughts in here, would I want anyone to read? Would I want my future children to read what after I've gone? I don't know. I cannot tell you that. But it's there. It's serving a purpose at the time. It's processing any negative feelings I've got, any problems I'm having, any thoughts, feelings, that kind of stuff. It all gets processed in my written journal. Sometimes there is artwork, like sketches or doodles in there as well, but it's all used for processing. I do not journal in this daily. I journal in this when I need to or when I feel like I want to, and so I don't have to force myself to use it because it comes naturally. You know, I kind of think, oh, and then I'll get this book and I'll write, and then that's it, and it may go back on the shelf for a week, a day, a month, who knows, until I feel the need to process or to write or to document or anything like that. So it's just a whenever. It's just a whenever kind of journal. And if you have a whenever kind of journal that works for you, then fantastic. I also have art journals on the go. Like I've got a few sort of big, and these are more painterly kind of things, or like more kind of ad hoc sketches. And these, my sort of, to me, all of my journals are kind of art journals because they're a combination of writing and drawing or art or washi tape or whatever. It's just a journal to me. But these kind of bigger ones, I kind of tend to save more for what a lot of people would more class as art, like painting and different mediums and stuff like that. So I have that on the go. This is a Ryman's sketchbook. I have other art journals on the go. And these I use when the mood strikes me. When I feel like painting, I will paint. Or if I'm doing a class, I'm doing 2 year-long classes this year. You know, so whenever, this is again is another whenever the mood strikes me kind of journal. I don't write in it, force myself. It comes natural. So there's that one. And then I have my Fauxbonichi, which I am actually using as my daily. I am writing in this daily. Some days there'll be like more writing. Other days it will be more pictures or something. You know, you've seen my flip throughs. So I am doing my Fauxbonichi daily at the moment. Almost daily. There are some days that I skip and I will skip them altogether. Some days, more recently, I've kind of missed a day and I've gone back and redone it in, and I'm really enjoying it. And this for me is downstairs, it's on the coffee table. There is nothing personal in here whatsoever, which is why I do flip throughs for you guys. So I'm using my Fauxbonichi to just basically record what I've done that day. And some days there's more things happen than other days. You know, my life, I guess, is very ordinary like you guys. You know, I'm not a celebrity. You know, I'm not like jet setting here, there and everywhere all the time. I'm just an ordinary person and I have ordinary days. I have housework to do, work to do, ordinary things to do. Just like you guys, just very ordinary. And I enjoy spending time with my Fauxbonichi of an evening. Towards the end of the evening, John and I will sit down on the sofa together. We'll get the fur babies. They'll have a run round the front room. We'll pop the telly on or watch some YouTube together or something. And that's when I spend some time working in this. It's just 5-10 minutes, not long. They're really quick sketches, but I enjoy it. It's a nice, relaxing time for me, and I actually look forward to it now. I really look forward to spending that time and really enjoy it. I have like a little bag downstairs with my pencil case in and my watercolour set, and I'll just sit on the sofa with a cushion on my lap and I'll just complete this whilst watching TV. And as I said, some days there'll be loads going on. You'll be here, there and everywhere. Other days you'll just be at home and you'll just be doing housework. And I get a lot of people say things like their life is not interesting enough to keep a journal. And I hear this, read this so many times. My life is not, I don't do anything interesting in order to keep a journal. Well, I've got news for you. I don't either. You know, the other day I just spent all my time doing laundry. And whatever, you know, it's, if you want to journal, journal. Don't feel like you have to journal every day if you don't want to. That's the beauty of the Fauxbonichi for me, or any other notebook. that's undated. If you've got something that's dated, there may be pressure on, you may be putting pressure on yourself to journal every day. But if it's undated, you don't have to journal every day. You can just journal whenever the mood strikes you, and you will find that the more you do it, the more you want to do it because you enjoy doing it. Yeah, and so like this, I'm just trying to find a picture for you. It's like some days, you know, if you're just going to do the laundry, then document that you did the laundry. And why can you never find the picture when you want to find the picture? You know, just draw a picture of your laundry basket. That's what I did one day. There you go. There you go. So I did laundry. So I just drew a picture of my laundry basket and I wrote that I did laundry. Nothing like out of the ordinary or anything. It's just laundry. It's just laundry, but it's in there. It's a documentation of what you did that day, and it's really nice to look back on sometimes to see what you've done and when you've done it. And you know, and another thing people say is I don't do that much different. A lot of my days are the same, and you know, just find one thing every day to draw about or to talk about. You know, there must be something. You don't have to fill the entire page with writing or drawing. Yesterday, for example, I couldn't be bothered. I was tired, but I wanted to spend some time in this anyway because it was kind of like a relaxing and calming and peaceful kind of activity. And it was very cold yesterday and I drank a lot of tea. It was a tea drinking kind of day. So I just did a teacup with some biscuits in it and me drinking a cup of tea. Just a little tiny paragraph and that's it. The rest I just filled in with distress stain because I couldn't even be bothered. I couldn't even be bothered to use my watercolour to go over the whole page like I normally do. I just literally run distress stain quickly over the page. And that's it. Nothing fancy, nothing exciting. Just enjoyed doing it. And sometimes you can journal just for the sake of it. If you don't feel like your day was very interesting, then don't journal about your day. Just spend 5 minutes drawing a picture of something you like or writing something, or it doesn't matter. A lot of people feel pressurized that their journal's got to be this perfect documentation of their day with all these beautiful pictures and writings. Oh, whatever. It's just it's just a book. It's just a book that you enjoy working in the evening for 5-10 minutes. You know, just don't feel pressured or beat yourself up about the fact that you've got to journal every day or you've got to find these amazing things in your day to write about. Just write or just doodle or just just doodle random stuff because you like doing it, or do Zentangling or anything like that. You don't have to feel pressured into doing everything. And I think there's this, people watch all these videos which are great because I love watching journal videos as well, and I do get inspired by the journal videos, but I don't feel overwhelmed by it all. I sometimes take it all on board, but that's because I've been journaling like all my life. And if you're new to journaling, sometimes that can be like, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I need these things, but you don't. So just kind of go with the flow, do what you like, whatever, it's your journal. So also remember that your journal can either be private, just for you, the inner thoughts and workings and stuff of your brain, or it could be public and just a creative outlet that you enjoy doing at the end of the day. As I said, this Fauxbonichi is downstairs all the time. Sometimes it's laid open on the coffee table while the pages are drying. I don't care if a friend or family opens it and flips through it. I don't care because I share it with you guys as well. I don't care. It's public. There's nothing personal in here. Whatever. It's just a creative outlet that I enjoy doing at the end of the day. This is private. This is public. And you can choose what kind of journal you want to do, whether you want it to be sort of more private thoughts and stuff or more public or a mixture of both. You don't have to show anyone if you don't want to, or you can. It's entirely up to you. But one of my reasons for keeping a more public journal, and it's not massively censored. If I have a crummy day, it does go in here. But one of the reasons why I kind of like it to be more public and this one to be more deep and meaningful and private is that I love to read like I love to read books like, say, Anne Frank, and obviously that's true. And then I really enjoyed, was it by Margaret Atwood? Yeah, I can't remember who it was by now, but the book was called The Diary of an Ordinary Woman, and it was absolutely fascinating. It did turn out to be fiction, but it was written in diary style, but it was just someone's everyday life. Nothing out of the ordinary. It was just everyday life, but it was set during the war time, and I really enjoyed that. I really did enjoy that. And I often think, like, wow, if my grandma had kept a journal and it wasn't private and she'd left it to us, I would find it so interesting to read, to find out what she was doing in 1945. Can you imagine finding out what your gran was doing in 1945? What she ate, what she wore, what she listened to, and the music, the dances she went to, all that kind of stuff. I find it so fascinating, really fascinating. Which is why I keep my Fobonichi public, because I think it's kind of like a nice social history record. Like, you know, in future generations they could pick that up and go like, blimey, that's so weird, they actually drove cars. Oh my god, we fly everywhere now. You know, I know that's kind of maybe a bit far-fetched, but you know what I mean. I quite like the idea of leaving like this social record, this social history legacy, and I just find that so fascinating. So that's one of the reasons why I keep that public and open and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess what I'm just kind of saying is, whatever goes, you know, just try and find what works for you. Don't feel like if your life is too boring to keep a journal. Journal about the small things, because when you look back on them, they'll become the bigger picture that makes up your life. You know, all those little elements that you do in day-to-day life, in 10, 20, 50 years time, you'll be like, oh my god, they use computers. It wasn't like a microchip in their brain. You know, all that kind of stuff. So I just find that really, really fascinating. And don't feel pressured that you've got to journal every day. If you really don't feel like your day is interesting enough, don't feel pressured that you have to journal every day. Just journal when the mood strikes you. You know, get yourself an undated book, any undated notebook, and just start writing in it, drawing in it, whenever the mood strikes you. And I promise you that the more you do it, the more you'll want to do it. It will suddenly become like, oh, I want to do that, and it's become something that you look forward to doing in the evenings. I just really enjoy sitting down at the end of the day. You know, once the kitchen's all tidied after dinner and all that kind of stuff, and I just really enjoy getting a cup of tea and sitting down at the end of the day for 5-10 minutes and just drawing and writing about my day. I just find it so relaxing. So do it! Don't be put off. Just get a book and just have fun with it. It's always about fun. If it becomes a chore or something you have to do, then ditch it. You know, it's something that should be either fun and therapeutic for you. So just enjoy it. Just go with the flow, dudes, and have fun with it. So that's my 2 penny worth. If you want to journal, go forth and journal. Get yourself a book. Just start journaling. Cut that crap out of your head that your life's not good for, interesting enough, or you've got nothing to journal about. Just write it down. Even if you write a bullet list of what you did that day, sometimes in the future it'll be really interesting to look back on. You know, just the other day, just last week, we adopted our 2 new baby bunnies. That went down in the journal, because in a year's time we'll be like, when did we get them? Ah, yeah, you know, drop that down. Those of you that you've got kids, I can so relate, because the baby bunnies are already changing. In a week they have changed loads, and I've just been jotting down some of the cute quirky things that they do. Like my little Luna, she has a habit of jumping up on the, we'll be sitting on the sofa, and she has a habit of jumping up on the sofa and sitting next to us and watching TV. Well, of course, that went down in the journal, because I think that is just so cute and so sweet, and I can look back on that, because she might not do that when she's older. You know, she might grow out of that, but it was so cute to look back on. So if you've got kids, this would be fantastic. And if you don't already watch her videos, Miss Vicky B on YouTube, she keeps a Fobonichi, a daily journal, and she's got a little daughter, and she documents all the little things that her daughter does, and I just think that's going to be fantastic for when, not only for when her daughter grows up, you know, when her daughter's 18, can you imagine like looking back on all the things that she did when she was 2? And even just for Vicky, she can kind of think, oh, you know, when did my daughter start teething and all that kind of stuff. So I just think it's really good to look back on as well. So, yeah. So go out there and start journaling, my darlings, and have fun with it. And yes, enjoy yourself. Don't make it a chore. And I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.